there have been reports about some short-term treatments of the disease, and which is, I have in mind and then the antiviral medicine called remdesivir. And there have been recently been reports about conflicts in WHO's solidarity trials and between what US FDA is saying. What do you think? How effective it has been? Basically, what has been the experience in general? I know it's a difficult question because the experiences would vary, but what in general has been the experience been?
Okay, this is another, I believe, important question. Remdesivir is actually not a medicine prepared for COVID. It was for Ebola. Now, in Ebola, it was found to be not that effective. Now, it has been repurposed for use in COVID. Frankly speaking, there is not a single antiviral which is hugely effective against COVID. So this repurposed medicine is the only one which is widely used throughout the world. Now, the problem with remdesivir is that US FDA approved remdesivir as an emergency use authorization and allowed the physicians to use remdesivir for patients who are moderate to severely ill. Thus, USA allowed it and rest of the world followed, more or less. But at the same time, WHO conducted its solidarity trial where remdesivir was studied in many countries to find its efficacy. Now, WHO has surprisingly found it to be not effective in COVID also. So on one hand, there is WHO which is saying that it is not effective, whereas US FDA is still recommending the use of remdesivir. Now, the situation in such a situation, what I feel is best, that it should be left to the physicians who are treating the case. Let the physician's personal experience guide him regarding the use of remdesivir, because we cannot say with 100% guarantee that remdesivir will not be effective, because physicians have been using it and they have found it to be effective in certain group of patients also. So it is, at present, I think it is better to leave it to the physicians. Let them decide. After all, the patient is under their care and it is the primary responsibility of the physician to treat him and get him well. Whatever US FDA is saying, I agree with it. Whatever WHO is saying, again, I agree with it. But out of these two contradictory situations, I think it is better always to leave it to the physicians, the treating physician. He is the best person to treat the patient. So I believe it, let the physician decide and use it. If he is finding it good, effective, use it. If not, he is the best person to decide whether to use it or to not. I think this is the best position.
From medicines or from short-term treatment methods to to vaccines, to more sustainable solutions of dealing with the pandemic. And now we come to the vaccines, and I noticed that a lot of hopes have been aroused by UK's approval of the Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. And this is a question that everybody wants to hear, or everybody across the globe wants to hear. What are the possibilities? Who are the major candidates? Which vaccines are we going to see? Which are likely to hit the market first? And how soon the vaccines are going to be available to the common man, to the common person, and freely available, in terms of being very accessible to the common person.
This is another very important question for which the whole world is waiting to get the answer. Now, in this vaccine race, let me tell you very clearly one thing. Normally, a vaccine takes 10 to 12 years minimum to get ready for use for common men. Some vaccines have taken 10 years, some have taken 15 years, some have more than that. But this is one vaccine, this disease, the vaccines that are being prepared, it is like a race that has been unprecedented. Every company is trying to prepare a vaccine at the maximum speed so that the pandemic can be halted to some extent. Now, in this race, there are 4 companies which I can think of right now, far ahead of others. I am excluding the Chinese companies right now, but the trial that has been shown right now is the first is the Pfizer-BioNTech company. These 2 companies collaborated to produce an mRNA-based vaccine, which is at the forefront right now. it has been given authorization by UK, and next week it is going to be used in UK. Now, who will get the vaccine there first? It is still a matter of debate because they are still going on, research is going on, whether it will be the doctors who will be getting the vaccine in the very beginning, or will it be the vulnerable group of people, especially the people who are in the old age homes. Because the number of vaccines that we get in the first go is going to be limited. They are going to get the vaccine from the plant of Pfizer company in Belgium. So this is one of the first vaccine which is supposed to be more than 95% effective. Second vaccine that I can talk about is Moderna company's vaccine. This is again a US-based company which has been preparing this vaccine for last 6 to 8 months, and they have prepared a vaccine, and their interim trial data has shown it to be again more than 90% effective. And this vaccine they are going to apply for emergency use authorization to USA regulator bodies very soon, maybe next week. Third vaccine that I can think of is the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. The Oxford University, along with the pharmaceutical giant AstraZeneca, they are preparing a vaccine. This is of course not a mRNA-based vaccine. The previous two that I talked about is mRNA-based vaccine, which requires an extremely cold temperature for storage, which is not available in many countries of the world. So right now I can think of the vaccines of Pfizer, BioNTech and Moderna to be used by the Western world, developed countries. Now I'll be talking about those vaccines for which the whole world can think of. So first that comes to my mind is the vaccine by Oxford and AstraZeneca. Now phase 3 trials are going on for this vaccine. The interim result that has come out has shown an average efficacy of around 70%. That is okay because WHO has said that any vaccine which is more than 50% will give it a go ahead. Now probably this in next couple of weeks, this vaccine the people are going to apply for an authorization. They are going to ask for an approval from the regulatory bodies in UK. And in India also the trial is going on by Serum Institute of Pune at various centers of India. And this is trial is going on, the third phase trial is going on at various countries of the world. So if this vaccine comes out and found to be effective and gets an approval by the regulatory authority in UK, then if it gets an authority approval by WHO and by our government in India, then this vaccine is most likely to be available in India and other developing countries at the very beginning. The fourth vaccine that I can think of is the vaccine prepared by the Russian company. The third phase trial is going to start in India, that is Sputnik, the vaccine. And this vaccine and Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, they are more or less similar vaccine. And interim data of the Sputnik is also quite good. It has got a very high efficacy in preventing COVID. So what, and there are many other vaccine companies also, for example, Novavax of USA, and of India, we can talk of Bharat Biotech, which is preparing one vaccine, which is shortly going to be in the phase 3 trial. So for the developing world, I can think of the vaccine prepared by Oxford AstraZeneca to come in the beginning. The reason being, this vaccine will be prepared by Serum Institute of India. In Western world, it will be prepared by AstraZeneca and distributed there. In India, it is going to be prepared by Serum Institute, which is one of the largest vaccine producer in the world in terms of volume or the number of doses produced. So once they start producing this vaccine, it will not be very costly. First of all, the cost is going to be less than $3. That is what AstraZeneca people have said. Even they are not going to price it high as compared to Moderna or Pfizer vaccine. Now this vaccine, when it comes, it will be prepared in bulk, and this vaccine will be distributed not only in India when Serum Institute makes it, but it will be distributed to all the low and middle income countries of the world, keeping in mind Africa and many Asian countries in mind. It will be prepared in India and distributed. There is a facility called COVAX. This COVAX, WHO, then Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, CEPI, and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they are coordinating it along with Serum Institute. They are tying it up to produce almost 200 million doses in next few months if it gets approval. And this COVAX facility, they will distribute this vaccine. Half of it will most likely be reserved for India, and half of it most likely will go to COVAX facility for distribution in low middle income countries. So if this thing happens, so maybe end of December we may get the approval, and by January the vaccine may be available to the government for use for people. But who will get the vaccine first? Again, it is a question. Probably frontline workers, the doctors and other healthcare workers who are putting their life at risk for treatment of COVID patients. Most likely they will be the first persons to get the vaccine. And maybe by say May or June, the common man will also be able to get the vaccine in India and many of the countries of the world, developing countries of the world.